Hello. Welcome back, my love. I trust you found me okay. Good. That's great to hear. Now, I can feel something isn't quite right. What's going on? Did that sleep potion help you? Good. That's good to hear. But it gave you some nightmares. Well, I can assure you that while my potion may have had some supernatural qualities, of course, that the side effects are mainly just grogginess, as you'll be put in such a deep sleep. It's really hard to get back out. But nightmares are not one of the side effects. I am truly sorry to hear that you were experiencing that. And in recompense, I could offer to pluck and banish some of those nightmares away for you, so that perhaps you may sleep a little more peacefully. It's the least I could do. Great. Well, let's set up our area. It won't be a very complicated process. I'm not going to set up our whole circle and straighten up my altar for you, but we'll do just a tiny bit of magic for you. Now, the main thing here is that you need to relax. My magic works best on you when you are completely relaxed and you just let go a little. I know, but trust the Witch Saoirse. She will have you feeling much better in no time. Now, I'm going to light us some candles, particularly for ambiance. Now, before we get into banishing said nightmares, would you mind confiding in me as to what these particular nightmares entailed, if you can remember? I see. Now, sweetheart, my love, dreams are powerful things, right? They are partially outside forces, partially our own subconsciousness, and they can tell us a lot of things. Now, not every dream is incredibly significant. For example, if you dream that perhaps you were just doing something quite mundane, it may not have anything to do with anything at all, except for just keeping your mind occupied. But if you have reoccurring dreams, for one, if you have any dreams that to you have sentimentality or contain themes that are particularly important to you in your life, then of course that would have quite a bit of significance. Now, I think that perhaps in this instance, if I may be so bold to say, I think, my love, that you are borrowing trouble. Now, worry and anxiety have a purpose, right? They keep us safe to a point because we are cautious. They keep us alert. They keep us on our toes. However, it is incredibly easy for these particular anxieties and worries to manifest into something quite harmful and something that you don't need. Everybody needs a little bit of stress sometimes, right? It keeps us moving forward. It keeps us open. It keeps us aware, right? Yes, but as we don't necessarily have the same worries that perhaps we did, for example, we don't need to stay awake at night so that we are not getting hunted down by very large prehistoric animals, right? Yes, so we are now at a place where there's not generally any impeding danger, right? So these little worries, anxieties can get unchecked. My apologies. Now, absolutely everything you fear is, of course, important and valid. Now, we may get a little carried away, however, and I think that perhaps you are getting a little carried away, and I hope to ease some of that for you. Place those quite closer. Almost. Now, as we continue, I want you to just remember that here in the household of the Witch Saoirse, no harm will come to you, and I will keep you as safe as I can, which in this case is incredibly safe. My territory, my rules. So, currently, you have nothing to fear. As an added bonus, I would like to give you a little protective amulet. This quartz here, this has been cleansed, it has been charged, and it has been enchanted with all sorts of protective qualities. Now, this on you here. There we are. Now, you will be under my protection so long as you wear that. Now, I'm going to get a little closer here. Let's see what we can do now. So, I'm just going to start by feeling out what we have going here. Primarily here, I am sensing some fear of the unknown, anxiety about what's to come, and that is incredibly important and incredibly valid. However, we can wonder and we can plan, and of course we can worry a smidge. That's quite all right. However, you are just imbrued with this anxiety, sweetheart. And I think that we need to lessen this a bit, because I think it might be getting to the point where we're not thinking so clearly, and you're not sleeping. You're constantly stressed, and that's too much for one person. That's too much. And I hope that we can lift some of your burdens here. I hope that we can help you heal and help you move forwards. Now, I'm going to just start pulling some of these nightmares and anxieties away. Dropping them into our candle here, into our fire. And sending it away. I'm only going to take the energy that you cannot use to grow, and the rest will help serve as a lesson. I just want you to sit and just watch what I do. I'm pulling this excess negativity and I'm sending it away. going to tell you to not worry, right? But I'm going to perhaps ask that we think about maybe just toning it down just a bit. One gets to a point where we worry so much that we can't do anything about it to help us move on in our minds, right? Sometimes we worry so that we can think of solutions, but sometimes we worry so much that there won't be any solution that fixes it. Sometimes we combine our worries, and it doesn't just become uncertainty for the future, but uncertainty for this and that, and this and that, and that, and this. And that's a lot for one person to handle. But when we pull it apart bit by bit, by bit, by bit, sometimes we can start to ease our minds. Instead of this very large dark cloud, we see that perhaps this is made of small dark clouds. And with each small dark cloud, we can piece by piece by piece pull it apart. I can't tell you how to think, how to feel, or what to do. But I can support you in whatever you decide to do. Help you in any way I can. And hopefully be by your side when you get through. So, this big black cloud here that might have been quite daunting before, we pick apart bit by bit by bit and make it into something much more manageable. I know that perhaps this doesn't fix everything, but sometimes just calming down for a minute, just letting the waves of thought rush over you without drowning you, just watching them come to us can bring us a little bit of a different thought. The waves will come no matter what, but we can either lie down and let the waves overtake us, or stand up and realize that the waves may have only been as tall as our knees. Now for those bigger things that are a little more daunting. Lord knows we all have them. This is where you can ask for help or support or give it all you've got. And we just take it piece by piece, day by day. You can only do what you can do, my love. Nothing more, nothing less. You do what you can do. Some days you do better, some days you do worse. But each day you wake up and you do it again, and you get a little bit better. You get a little bit better every single day. Let's go ahead and brush the remaining bits away from you. There's nothing I want more in this world than contentment and confidence and security for you. And I wholeheartedly believe that you will get there. You may be in the thick of it now. You may be in the worst of it now. But every storm runs out of rain. Every night turns into day. And you will rise once again from the ashes and continue on. Because that's what we do. We endure. We do what we can. And we endure. Some days it's harder than others, and that's okay, because we get through it nevertheless. Some days we feel as if we got a little weaker. Some days we feel we get a little stronger. We hold on to the days that we feel we got a little stronger. And we learn from the days that we feel we got a little weaker. We move on. We move forward. Not necessarily because we have a choice, but because we endure. You just keep going because that's what you have to do. You get through it because you have to. Plain and simple. I have all my faith in you, my love. Every bit. That's why I try to help you as much as I can. Because even if perhaps you don't see it, I see the glimmer in your soul, in your life. And I will do what I can to help keep that intact and glowing as much as possible. We do what we can to survive. We learn from it to grow. We keep going forward, onwards and upwards. You are much stronger than you think, my love. I promise you that. If I didn't believe that, then I wouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. You are only given all that you can handle. We learn, we grow, we adapt, we change, and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Things may seem bleak. I know things are uncertain. But, in all honesty, isn't everything? We never know what's going to happen next. And we can take that as a negative thing and live our lives in constant fear, or we can take it as something positive and even the most negative tragedies shape you, mold you, and you grow, you change, you adapt. You go forwards because you have to. That's what we do. Remember, we endure. We just keep moving forward. I wish I could fix everything for you, and I could tell you exactly what's going to happen. But I'll tell you a secret. Perhaps I know a bit of the future, and perhaps you are still destined for great things, and you don't know it yet. You may think that perhaps all hope is lost, that things will just never get back to the way they're supposed to be, and things perhaps will not. But we continue. We endure. We move forward. And there is still a lot in store for you, my love. There is still so much in this world for you. You just have to look for it. Now, I must unfortunately inform you that I am a little drained after pulling out all the little bits of worries, nightmares from you. And I think that we're going to have to bid each other goodnight. For peace, for clarity, for moving forwards towards the future, guns blaze, hearts on our sleeves, doing everything we can to endure.